Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Clutch Conversations. It's your boy Mike back at you one more again, live on a Thursday night. Going down in the clutch tonight, we got the homie Aaron in the building. We're going to get to the show here in just a few minutes. But first and foremost, make sure y'all show some love to my lovely wife, Takara, always holding it down, man. Y'all drop and show some love in the chat, man. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate the support. And like I said, man, really looking forward to tonight's show. But before we get to the show, we are going to do some housekeeping. Make sure you follow us on Morph Market. Definitely got some dope animals posted on Morph Market. Hit me up, man. Let's talk snakes, man. Love to talk snakes. Check us out on IG. You can catch us on Herp Collectors and Herp Collectors network page. So definitely come check us out on IG. You can get updates on everything that we're doing on IG. And definitely catch us on Facebook as well. And Clutch Conversations is available on all major podcasting platforms. That's Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and more. So definitely check us out. And not only is Clutch Conversations available on major podcast platforms, the whole suite of Herp Collectors Network shows are available on major podcasting platforms. So definitely check us out there. Also check us out, clutchconversations.com. We've been getting in a little groove with the newsletter, with the blog, whatnot. So definitely check us out there as well. Appreciate the love and appreciate the support. Also, make sure you're supporting both USARK and USARK Florida. The link for both organizations are in the description of this video. So definitely check them out, man. Make sure you got yourself a membership. Make sure you drop in donations if you can, and definitely make sure you're telling everybody about both these organizations that's protecting our rights as reptile keepers. Coming up next month, we're about a month out. ATL, February 15th and 16th. We got the Southeast Reptile Expo, guaranteed to be a banger. Definitely looking forward to the shows. Super dope vendor lineup. We got Adeline Robinson art. We got Armless Angels, ball pythons, Bob's Balls, ball python shed. And we also got Herp Collectors. Yeah, I'm going to be in the building, vending and podcasting, right? So I'm gonna be pulling double duty. So definitely looking forward to this. It's gonna be my first show that I've actually been in sold snakes. So definitely looking forward to that. So definitely come check us out, man. I'll be vending with the homies. It's gonna be myself, Jason from Ancestral Royal Pythons, Justin from Armless Angel Ball Pythons, as well as the homie Steven, aka Unc from What a Morph Constrictors. We're gonna have us end cap. It's gonna be super dope. Definitely look forward to that. So make sure you tap in and come check us out in Atlanta, Georgia. Also, during that weekend, make sure you use promo code HC20 at shedtesting.com. That promo code can get you 20% off unlimited individual shed tests. So definitely make sure you use that promo code HC20. Big shout out to Charlie for sponsoring the live tour. Also, big shout out to the homie Robin for sponsoring the live tour. Better Off Red. Make sure you're checking out Redline Shipping as well. If you didn't catch Tuesday's episode of the Moat, make sure you go check out the replay. Had Nicole from the Forest on there. It was a real interesting, dope conversation. She's got her hands in the animal space in a lot of different places. So definitely make sure you go check that out. Super dope episode. And then also this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, make sure you check out Double Clutch. We're doing Top Morphs, Dead and Alive. This is part 2 of 2. Last episode, we did the Dead Morphs from our perspective. This episode, we're going to give you what morphs we think hitting the hardest. And it's going to be a super dope episode. So definitely looking forward to this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Looking forward to everybody being in there, tapping in, giving us their thoughts and opinions too, man. We love interacting and hearing what the folks in the chat got to say. And also make sure you join the Double Clutch Patreon. Patreon's jumping, man. We just had a Zoom call earlier this week, man. It was super dope, super fun. So definitely make sure you tap in with us on the Double Clutch Patreon. And then tap in this Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Chondro Corner. We got Mike Marshall in the building. It's going to be super dope, man. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The homie Roll, one half of the Chondro Corner dynamic duo, will be in the building with Mike, man. So it's going to be a super dope episode. So make sure you check that out. And then last but not least, make sure you check out Grow House next week. We starting. It's going to be on Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Really looking forward to that. I gave y'all the rundown on kind of how this show is going to be structured before. So it's going to be talking about the plants, but it's also going to be talking about personal growth, and it's going to be super dope, man. So really looking forward to what they do with this show. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to pause it right there and we're going to pay some bills. Big shout out to the sponsors. If you're looking for a Patreon that teaches you about the business of ball python breeding, then this is the Patreon for you. With 5 benefits packed tiers, you may be asking yourself, which one do I join, Big Mike? Well, if you're on the fence, I'd recommend the student tier. This is the tier that I started on almost 4 years ago, and it's only gotten better. From KINOVA University videos, live stream discussions, morph IDs for your clutches, animal discounts, and more, this tier has what you need to get started. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Join the KINOVA Patreon today.
Art comes in many forms. At Armless Angels, it comes to life.
In life, success doesn't come to you. You go to it. In this game, forward thinking is the key to innovation and staying relevant. Plan your work and work your plan. Lose yourself in the art. Lose yourself with Wetter Morphs.
Big shout out to the sponsors, man. Appreciate you fellas. Really appreciate the support. Let's see who we got in the chat showing love tonight. Shauna Connor, the Sultaness of Support. What's good? Appreciate you coming on. Sugar Skull Serpents, Big Kev, what's good, man? Appreciate you coming on. 352 in the building, Brian, what's good? Appreciate you coming on. We got the Sultan of Support in the building. What's good, Bosa? Appreciate you coming out. We got the other half of the Chondro Corner dynamic duo, Jen, Cigar City Exotics. Appreciate you coming out. Hey, real quick reminder, y'all, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. I just refreshed on my screen to the left, and it's like 30 plus people in here, but I only see 17 likes. So make sure you hit that like button. Don't just be creeping. Hit that like button. Big Vinny, Double Clutch Patreon member in the building. What's good? Appreciate you coming on. We got the guest double dipping. Appreciate you. Jeff, what's good? Ballhead Balls, appreciate you coming on. We got the homie Justin. What's good, big homie? Appreciate you coming out. Keys Whiskey Bomb Network in the building. Appreciate you coming out. Let's see who else we got. Mission Morse. What's good, John? Appreciate you coming out. See who else we got. Earns Exotics. Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate it. And we got Ken, what's good? Appreciate you coming out. And then, of course, we got Mark and Tiff. Appreciate y'all coming out. Hey, we're going to stop it right there. We're going to kick this intro video, and then we will be right back.
Baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer. Just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter. I got the fuse. You make a fire. I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead. Just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up. Get this cold. Well, you
Oh my gosh, my stomach hurts.
What's good, homie? How you doing?
What's up? Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming on, man. Definitely appreciate you coming on, man. I'm honored.
Should be fun.
Yeah, man. So real quick, man, introduce yourself, tell folks who may not know who you are or may come back later on and not be familiar with you. Introduce yourself, give us your elevator pitch.
Yeah, my name's Aaron. With Matsu Morphs. This is my first season breeding. So far, it's got like 2 clutches. Got 2 more in incubator and got some in prelay shed and stuff. So pretty new to this, but I like it. It's exciting hobby for sure. Yeah.
Nice, that's what's up. How long you been in?
I started acquiring snakes in 2022, maybe around late 2022. Yeah, so I'm brand new pretty much.
Oh, nice. That's what's up, man. So what got you into it?
I'm from Hawaii, so in Hawaii you can't keep any reptiles. So in like Hawaii, I would always keep like tropical fish, plants and stuff like that, rare plants, breed fish and stuff. When we moved to Texas in 2022, I was talking to one of my friends and we're talking about like the things that I can keep now, you know, when I go to Texas. And he brought up ball pythons, and I remember when I was you know, back in the day when I was younger, I would see pictures of ball pythons and stuff, but you can't keep them in Hawaii, so kind of just forgot about them. But when he brought that up, then I started looking at them again, and then I went on Morph Market and I seen, you know, all the new snakes and stuff, and just got really excited about it. And I kind of decided that when we get to Texas, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah.
Okay, were you born and raised in Hawaii?
Yeah, born and raised.
And has it always been illegal to keep snakes in Hawaii?
As far as I know, yeah, I think so. So
Is it
I
just
think they're
because-
just they're protective of. I guess Hawaii is so isolated in the Pacific that there's a lot of native plants and animals that are only in Hawaii. So they're really protective of. Kind of like Australia, you know, they're really protective of keeping certain things out. The weather is always warm and it never gets cold, and it's consistently warm and, you know, good weather. So I guess they're afraid maybe that if they were to get loose, they would easily get established in the wild and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask next. Like, is it more so because of the weather and then also the fact that it's an island, right? And so it just seems like if the weather was like good, like it is in Florida, right? And the Burmese pythons, you know what I'm saying, they proliferated like throughout the Everglades here in Florida. It seems like it would be similar like conditions in Hawaii, and then on top of that, it's an island.
Yep. Exactly.
Nice. And so you moved from Hawaii to Texas like a couple years ago, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, in 2022.
And so when you were you mentioned you were looking on Morph Market and whatnot, checking out the snakes and stuff. So what projects caught your eyes like kind of from the jump?
Well, from the very beginning, I just was kind of looking at everything, and then I, you know, I discovered YouTube, and then I started watching videos, right? And then I started seeing KINOVA's videos, watch all Justin's videos and stuff. And then pretty quickly, I kind of decided I wanted to work Desert Ghost Clowns and DigiPides, maybe like that. But then it kind of evolved. So now my projects are like DG Hypo Clowns, DG Clown Pides. I got some dreamsicles, but not too much, and then just regular clowns. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I noticed on your IG page you picked up a lot of animals from KINOVA.
Oh yeah, most of my collection is from KINOVA. It was you know, when you're new and just getting in, like I can't ID stuff well when you're just brand new, right? So when I watched his videos, he seemed very good at IDing things. He just seemed like a professional, right? He just seemed like he knows what's up, and he knows what he's doing. So when I wanted to buy snakes, I wanted to buy from someone that you can kind of trust, and I would have to more rely on him to ID the snakes correctly, even more than me at first, right? So it kind of felt confident buying snakes from him. Yeah.
Okay. So did you connect like with anybody in the game who's kind of like getting you up to speed and like kind of mentoring you?
Not at first. So at first, when I was still in Hawaii for about 2 to 3 months, when we knew we were moving to Texas, I just started. That's when I started looking at everything and just kind of planning things out. And I looked at looked at our potential budget, and I mapped everything out to make sure that I could basically that I could pull off the plan. Yeah, I didn't. I'm the type of person that likes to plan things out. And I like to walk myself through every step and make sure that I'm confident I can get to the end. Yeah. I mean, having said that, there's no end in ball pythons, right? Hopefully you keep going. But what I mean is, get to the point where I want to get, versus not planning, buying some stuff, and then running out of money, and then you're like, oh, I need an incubator, but I don't have, I didn't want to do that. So I just planned everything out to make sure that everything would go smoothly. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's smart. Let's talk about what all went into that plan and what it looked like.
Well, pretty much like I said, I guess you would say it's basically a business plan, right? I looked at our budget, and then I tried to figure out all the things I need, right? Racks, incubator. Well, I actually built a snake room. So, kind of, there's a lot of money went into that. And then I just tried to kind of map it out and figure out, like, if I buy this many snakes here at this time, then they're gonna grow. Then how long before I need a rack that is like for bigger snakes, and then they can move up. And I just walked it all the way through to even to when they're breeding, expected amount of hatchlings, making sure that I'm going to have money for hatchling racks, making sure, I got incubator, basically every step, to be honest, even after, assuming I'll have holdbacks, and then how you're going to kind of start getting those holdbacks into the breeders, right? And how many racks you need for that. I mean, pretty much everything. Pretty much everything.
That's what's
So,
up.
so far the plan is good. Like, there's no surprises or no unexpected snags or anything like that. Really, yeah.
That's what's up. Pretty meticulous. How big is your collection?
I have 41 females, 5 males, and then 16 hatchlings. Yeah. So I guess 46 adults, and however many hatchlings we get. Yeah.
You said 41 females and 5 males?
Yep. Correct. Yeah.
So what was your thought process with that ratio for your breeders?
Well, I knew that I wanted to make snakes that I would want to buy. I wanted to make snakes that I couldn't buy. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to make snakes that as high end as possible. Like as nice and as high quality as possible, right? So I always knew that I wanted the most powerhouse males that I could afford. Yeah, so I had, going back to the plan, I had to, acquire. Obviously, you want the best females that you can afford too, but you definitely got to, put some money aside. And sometimes that's kind of tough, right, when you're buying your females. But I had to keep that money aside and make sure that when it's time to buy the males, I can get the types of males that I really wanted. And so, having said that, I kind of knew that I wasn't going to be able to buy backup males. I mean, I could have bought backup males, but I just didn't want to because I didn't want to really make snakes that would come out from the backup male. You know, like
Yeah,
I mean, I
100%.
guess, yeah, and I guess you could hit really good snakes, but probably the odds would be bad, right? So I didn't want a ton of snakes that I didn't really want, right? I wanted clutches that I'm excited about all the snakes, and then there's higher tendency of having snakes that I want to hold back, right? So that's kind of why I had so few males, and the way I looked at it is obviously I understood that that's a risk, right? Because the male, like with any animal, like I said, I used to breed fish and stuff like that. So I knew that there's always a risk that they might not breed and stuff, right? But the way I looked at it is, if I have five males, hopefully or more than likely, maybe at least three of them should go, right? So I figured if I get three males going and I get 15 clutches out of them, should be able to generate enough money to, if those other males don't catch on, I'll just buy another male, right, to kind of like replace them. So I definitely keep money on the side and stuff to account for that too. That's also part of the plan. Like if some of the males wouldn't, they wouldn't get it, then had money on the side if I really had to buy other males. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much how I thought about it.
So all five of those males breeder size now?
Yeah. So that's the other thing too, because I knew, well, okay, so I got 41 females, but also the way I looked at it is I tried to acquire all my animals around the same time, basically at one time, because I wanted them to grow up and then just be ready, right? But I also knew that, well, from what everyone says, it'll take 2 to 3 years for the females to be ready. Now I don't really know if I believe that. I feel like I can get them ready quicker, but that's what everyone says, 2 to 3 years, right? So the way I looked at it is, even if I have 40 females, so let's just call it 40, maybe 25 or 30 of them might be ready in 2 years. So then I figured, so say it's just 30, and then you got five males, so then you're just running 5.30, right? And the males have to handle about six females. So I also bought my males a little earlier than what people tend to recommend, because I knew the ratios that I wanted to run, um, and I knew that I wanted them to go to multiple females. I just feel like that's the best way to maximize your money. You know what I mean? Like, whatever your budget is, the best way to get the biggest bang for your buck is to have powerful males go to multiple females. Right? So um, that's yeah. I mean that's pretty much my train of thought and how I went down that path. Yeah.
Gotcha. And so well, I guess for starters, like what are those five males? Like what are the combos?
So uh, I have my DG Hypo Clown project male it's a chocolate DG Clown that's head hypo. So that was a tough one, because I was buying animals, like I said, in around mid to late 2022. I got my males a little later than that, but at that time the prices were like pretty high, right? It was
Yeah,
pretty
for sure.
crazy. Yeah. So at the time I was kind of, I had no desire to make normal DG clowns, or at all. Like
Smart,
I wanted to always make combos, right? So I
smart.
was I was hoping and looking, like I talked to Justin a lot, and I was asking him or telling him that I want like a spot nose yellow belly or a spot nose red stripe DG clown. And at the time I was focused more on just DG clowns, not necessarily DG hypo clowns. But even that was tough to find at that time, a spot nose red stripe DG clown male. And I was just kind of waiting, And then I remember on Morph Market, I seen JP Reptiles Canada, JP that chocolate DG clown male popped up, and it was 50% head hypo, but it popped up, and I immediately messaged him. I think I think I messaged him at night, and maybe he didn't message me to the morning. But I remember I was at the gym, and I take the gym pretty seriously. But I remember he messaged me, and then I just had to quit working out because I had to make sure I locked down that male. Yeah, and so I got that chocolate DG mail, and at the time too, I believe from memory, I don't think you could test yet. It was right on the verge of testing for
Yeah.
hypo, and so but what's kind of cool is that, so because I had that mail, and then I was thinking, huh, it's 50% head hypo. That's like a even money 50-50 bet. I was thinking. So I was like, so right then. So then I picked up some other females. I picked up like some quad heads, and I picked up a triple head DG clown pie that was 66% no, hypo clown pie female that was 66% het DG. I was pretty sure just looking at it that it was het DG, but anyway, I picked that up. I picked up a yellow belly DG clown that was het hypo from KINOVA. That's probably my best female. And that my thinking at that time was, even if it doesn't, the male doesn't test het hypo, I'm gonna breed it to that female then, and I'm gonna just hold back whatever ends up being het hypo, right? But and then I had some other like some other desert ghosts combos that were het hypo that were like 50%. Sorry, desert ghosts combo het clown females that were either 66% head hypo or 50% head hypo from KINOVA. And Justin's cool, so he always tests all his animals. So after the fact, even after I bought them, some of them ended up proving head hypo. So then I got really excited, and then then I tested the male. At first I wasn't gonna test the male because it didn't matter. It's not like I was gonna buy another male anyway. It was the only male that I could use, right? So at first I wasn't gonna test it, but when some of the other animals came back, like I have a vanilla enhancer line DG that is at the time it was just het clown, but it ended up testing het G stripe and het hypo. So
nice.
when that came back, yeah, I was excited. So I tested the male, and the male proved to be het hypo. So I was super stoked. Yeah. So that's one male. For dreamsicles, I kind of pumped the brakes a little bit on that project. I was gonna try to get a really powerhouse male, but I ended up just getting a Enchi dreamsicle male. I like that idea just because Enchi is so good in dreamsicle, and at least I could, spread Enchi around every single clutch.
What made you pump the brakes on that project?
Because as I was, at first they look so cool, right? and I still think they look cool.
Yeah, they look super dope.
Yeah, super dope. But then I started to realize that it's kind of hard to ID. It's kind of hard to see what's in it sometimes. When you start adding too much genes to the dreamsicle. So, and then I started thinking like it's kind of not limited, but it's not as fun, right? When you have all these genes in the dreamsicle and you can't really even tell if it's there, right? So I just, I guess I kind of just backed off a little bit and didn't stopped investing as much into the dreamsicles and spread it around more into the other projects. Yeah. But I figured that, what is that?
No, go ahead. I'll ask you here in a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, I figured that, like how people say like, oh yeah, I breed some pieds and stuff. Like that can be like my pet market snakes. I figure I'll just breed some dreamsicles too, and that can be like, you know, I guess they're pretty, right? And they're nice, so still fun to hatch. But like my so DG Hypoclown is probably my strongest. Well, it's definitely my strongest project. For the DG Pied, originally I was gonna just go DG Pied, but even that, like the male that I wanted, I was kind of waiting with around for Justin to make one, and I was watching Aussie too. I bought several snakes from Aussie, but I was kind of watching Aussie too, and then Justin had a Enchi YB Desert Ghost that was double head clown pipe, and then I was thinking, shoot, maybe I just go that route, and then just hold back all the ones that are head clown, and then that kind of can morph into a eventual DG clown pipe project, and I kind of like that idea better. So that's the male for that project is a Enchi YB Desert Ghost double head clown pied. So it's not much, not as strong and stuff, but and then just the regular clowns, I have two males for that project actually. I have a lace Batman. I really wanted to get lace on the male side, so I had a lace Batman. I didn't really like leopard. I mean, I didn't really want leopard, but at that time too, it was hard to find like lace male clown. Yeah, visual clown that had lace, and spot nose. I wanted spot nose too. And then my second male for that project is a Cypress spot nose black pastel yellow belly clown.
Okay, nice, nice.
Yeah.
With the leopard, like, why didn't you want leopard? Is it because of like, because a lot of times like leopard reduce the pattern some?
Yeah.
Certain combos.
Yeah.
Is that why you didn't want the leopard?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like, I rather have like spot nose, hurricane, like I rather have that type of looking clown than like leopard or Enchi look. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a lot of leopard in some of my clown stuff, and some it depends on like the combo, I guess,
Mhm.
in terms of like I got a trick leopard clown that I got posted. It's a male.
Mhm.
Like that combo looks really nice, but then it's other
Yeah.
combos where you don't see like that same sort of pattern reaction, and it's a little bit more reduced. And so I'm not a huge fan of that. But like I said, man, it is some combos where the leopard does look nice. And going back to what you were saying about like the dreamsicle stuff, like I feel you there. So like my question for you is like, in terms of your non-dreamsicle pod stuff, like where are you going with that project, and do you feel like it's still a good bit of stuff to be done like with the pod projects, given some of like the challenges and stuff with like idea and stuff and putting too many combos genes and stuff in it, and just kind of like that conversation? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, so even for the pieds, I'm not gonna push that project. I'm gonna really push the DG Hypoclown project. I'm not gonna push that project quite as much. But for that project, I'll try to get dark genes that don't reduce pattern, right? I mean, my male has Enchi, so that's really good. I'm gonna have Enchi in there. But get stuff like blackhead, mahogany, avoid things like black pastel that tend to reduce pattern.
Yeah, I feel like
I have
it's a
like
must in pod projects.
yeah. I have like on the female side, I have what is it? It's an Enchi Leo pin quad head DG Hypoclown pie female.
Okay.
So yeah, so that one I ended up actually putting my chocolate DG clown head hypo boy on it, but and then with the thought being just test and hold back whatever ends up being head pied. But that one is pretty cool because there's Enchi and pin. Pin I'm not as I don't really like pin as much, but it does add back patterns, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So this past season, you said was your first breeding season?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of consider it like it still is. I had some two clutches that hatched right at the end of the year, but like it's not like I really breed are planned to breed seasonally. Like it's just gonna just go all year round.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of consider it like whenever those hatch, 365 days. That's like my first season. That's kind of how I look at it.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. So how many clutches have you produced so far?
Only two. So I
Two?
had
Okay,
two
gotcha.
hatch. I got two in the incubator. I got four that already had their prelay shed, and then I got several that you can tell they're getting close. Yeah, they're getting close.
Yeah, do you do like me? Still to this day, like I did it from the very first clutch, and I still do it to this day. Like I'm always walking by the incubator, especially when I know something should be pipping pretty soon. Like peeping in there,
Oh
peeping
yeah.
in
Oh
there.
yeah. Even when they're not gonna pip, like I look at them to make sure like are they getting moldy or how's the
Yeah, yeah.
condensation looking?
100% checking temps, just making sure everything's good to go. So you hit that Hurricane DG Dark Knight, I guess 50% hit hypo, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was nuts. That was nuts. What was going through your mind when that crawled out?
Yeah, when I seen the head in the incubator, I was like, whoa. And keep in mind, like I have very little experience, so I don't even, man, I don't know what a normal. When I was on my second clutch, so I had, one clutch of experience, but it's in the first clutch we only hit one DG clown, so it's not like I saw a lot of them, but I saw the head and I was like, that thing was like bright and glowing, and I was like, oh, that thing gotta be kick ass. Like I was pretty stoked. But we got that clutch was super lucky. We hatched two DG Dark Knights. One of them had fire, and then we hatched that Hurricane DG Dark Knight. I'm pretty sure it also has fire, the Hurricane DG Dark Knight, but I'm testing and stuff, so we'll see. So it's
What was the
super
pairing
lucky
again?
clutch. The pairing for that second clutch was Chocolate DG Clown Head Hypo to Fire Spot Nose Hurricane Double Head DG Clown.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was real good odds.
Yeah, well, super
Yeah,
good.
I saw the other one too. Like both of those snakes are insane. Were they male or female or one of each?
Yeah, it might sound crazy, but I haven't sexed them yet. So
Oh,
I
you
have to
have it.
send in the sheds. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send in the sheds, find out what's head hypo, so that I really know, what they are, and then kind of squeeze it when I kind of pop them.
You can just ship them to me, man. I'll take care of it for you. But yeah, are they holdbacks like no matter what, or like what's your thought process there?
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, I guess say if all three of them are males, then I'll probably let one go, right? I mean, like in the first clutch the first clutch was pretty cool. I hit a chocolate red stripe DG clown. That one's a girl. I sexed that one, so that's guarantee hold back. I'm pretty stoked on that one.
So with this past year kind of sort of being like your first season and you just producing your first clutches, like speak to some of like the challenges you had like throughout the breeding process and stuff like that.
Well, for me, the biggest challenge is that at first I was feeding frozen thawed. Um, I I kind of like my whole life I don't like rats. Like they give me the creeps. Like like because when I think of rats, I think of those wild rats that are like in the in the bushes and stuff like in
Yeah.
Hawaii. So like I don't like rats. Like rats and toads. Rats and toads. No way. I don't like rats and toads. So because of that, I convinced. I see videos of people saying that they use they go with frozen thawed and they breed with frozen thawed, and so I guess because I don't like rats, I convinced myself that I'll just do that. So that was probably the biggest challenge, like because um like I kind of feel like having bred like a lot of hard to keep fish, like wild fish and stuff. Some of them are really tricky. You got to get the water parameters perfect, and you got to play with triggers like temperature drops or like different things that you got to you need to get them to breed and stuff. And um, to be honest, ball pythons, it seems in comparison very easy to breed. To me, the challenge of ball pythons is that sometimes they come off food, right? So looking back, that was a huge mistake because I feel like now in hindsight, the biggest obstacle for success is getting them to feed consistently. So if that's the case, you're kind of like handicapping yourself by going frozen thought, in my opinion. Like um that yeah. So that was pretty much the biggest challenge is getting them to consistently eat and grow as fast as possible. Yeah.
Are you still using frozen thawed, and are you thinking about switching if you are?
No. Oh no. Now I breed ASFs.
Okay,
It's
gotcha,
like
gotcha.
it's like happy times now.
Oh yeah, yeah. How long you been
Oh,
breeding
happy
the ASF?
times. How I'm not sure how long exactly. Oh, I think I know. I think since October 19th or something like that.
Okay, okay.
But I'm at full production where like I can feed. It's a full on buffet for the snakes now. Like they can eat as much as they want. Yeah.
Okay, how many colonies you running?
Right now it's a little bit. I don't know how much I'm eventually going to run because I started out with 10 series tubs and running 1.3s, and now I run 2.10s in FB20s. So it's kind of messed up, like how much colonies, but it's going to be considerably less colonies with the 2.10s. And I really like that idea because of the fact that you wash one tub and you get 10 females versus washing one tub and you have only 3 females. Yeah.
Are you I assume your ASFs are producing pretty good too, and you're probably noticing. Are you noticing like a difference in your snakes in terms? Obviously you spoke to like the feed and whatnot, so it sounds like they're feeding better. But like, what about like the growth aspect of it, and like the kind of weight they're putting on? Because I know for me, and obviously this is anecdotal because it's just my personal experience, and I know it's multiple factors that could have gone into this. But when I switched my snakes over to ASFs, I did notice A, they ate better, and then B, like they were growing better and not getting like crazy obese, like some crazy stuff like that, but putting on like nice, good, solid weight. Even though like I'm not necessarily feeding like these huge ASFs, right? Like I don't feed big meals. That's just not the way that I do it. And I know it could be like probably like a combination of things, right? I feel like ASF's just better. I'm not like a scientist or anybody that's like studied like snake diet or anything like that. So clearly it's just my opinion. But then the other piece of it too is I think so we breed our own ASFs. We know exactly what we feed them, and we feed them like the best of the best, making sure like they're always like getting fed well and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm feeding a healthier feeder just simply by virtue of the fact that, you know what I'm saying, like we controlling like that food source. And so like for me, it's just like paid dividends, like leaps and bounds. Like it's not even close.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I mean, I can't say for sure if the ASFs are better, but because they're feeding consistently, like they're ready when you open the tub. They're, you know how when you open the tub, their head pops up and they're like that, right? Yeah, like, because they're feeding consistently, they grow fast, and so I kind of feed like, a little smaller, but twice a week. I feed everything twice a week and a little smaller. I kind of feel like I mean, I know there's some controversy about this, but I kind of feel like that kind of keeps their metabolism like a little high, and they're just kind of like ready to grow when you do that. But I notice, that they do tend to grow faster. But one thing I definitely notice is that it seems as if they don't make as much waste. Like they don't. Their turds are not like humongous dog turds.
Yeah, comparatively
smaller.
speaking. Yeah.
And they're cleaner. It's like it's better. Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. I feel like ASF's a cheat code, man. So I'm definitely like super happy that I switched over. I still feed like stuff that's for sale. I still feed those rats, and I just get them from a guy here locally that like have like basically like a hub to pick up rats. Like you put your order in, then you go there on Tuesdays and pick up whatever you need. And I sell a lot of my wholesale snakes to him too, so like I have like a running credit, and so it just works out. I wish that kind of stigma about about ball pythons getting stuck on ASFs, I wish that wasn't here, and then I would feed like more of the snakes like ASFs, like even the ones that's for sale. But I don't really feel like dealing with that stigma and like combating that narrative and stuff like that. And then plus a lot of people don't necessarily have like readily available access to ASF, so they might be like hesitant to pull the trigger if they know that this animal's been fed like ASFs like his entire life. And so just for the benefit of the customers, I just go ahead and feed the ones that I know are for sale. I just go ahead and feed those rats, and unless for whatever reason it's not a good eater and it's not eating the rats. And then if it's eat ASFs, then obviously I'm gonna feed the snake ASFs because I want the snake to live, I want the snake to survive and whatnot.
Yeah, when I first started breeding the ASFs, and I didn't have quite enough yet because I was trying to hold back as much as possible to make more colonies, I would go and buy rats because, regular rats, and I kind of noticed that they you can go back and forth and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, same thing, man. 100%. So, what do you feed your ASFs?
I feed them Kalmbach 23%, and then I make an equal part mix. Yeah, I make an equal part mix of black sunflower seeds, this wild bird mix. I was doing tidy cat, but I switched to paws and claws. I found that at least mine's they like it better, because I noticed with the tidy cat, or is it called tidy cat? I forget what it's called, but I noticed like they'll eat everything else, and then you would find the cat food a lot. With the paws and claws, they seem to eat it better. And then the third thing is rolled oats.
Yeah.
So it's an equal part mix of that, and I put that in every morning. I put some, and then every other day or so, I give them black soldier fly larva.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, we got a similar mix. I don't have the black soldier fly larva. I don't have that, but I do put dried mealworms in my mix, and then I've got like the black oil sunflower seeds. I got like the cat food. This is high in protein too. The rolled oats. What else I put in there? The bird seed. I put that in there too, and like just keep them with a good little supply of that, man.
Yep.
Yeah, got to take care of them. Hey, man, we're going to take a real quick sponsor break, and then we'll be right back after these messages.
Known for his innovative approach to genetic shed testing and top-quality ball pythons, Grey Rider Reptiles also excels in exceptional customer service and responsiveness. With a quick turnaround time, Charlie ensures you get the service you want and need. Visit shedtesting.com to explore his offerings and experience the best in the business. Don't miss out. Head to shedtesting.com today and unlock the power of your breeding projects.
Peace and love, family. We invite you into the heart of our serenity, Ancestral Royal Pythons. At Ancestral Royal Pythons, we're not just breeders, we're nurturers of love and growth. Each of our high-end ball pythons is a tribute to the grandeur of the natural world and our dedication to quality. Reach out today and bring one of our creations into your home. This is Ancestral Royal Pythons. Your journey begins here.
Here's to the exciting world of Ebony and Ivory reptiles. From unforgettable parties and events to keeping and hatching some of the dopest reptiles in the reptile hobby, we're all about education, quality, integrity, and respect. Hit us up and see how we can help make your next project a reality. Experience Ebony and Ivory Reptiles, where fascination meets fun.
Ebony and Ivory Reptiles.
Big shout out to the sponsors. Appreciate you. Two of those three gonna be in Atlanta, man, next month, February 15th to 16th for the Southeast Reptile Expo. The homie Charlie gonna be there. He hit me up and let me know he was gonna be there for the show. And of course, the homie Jason gonna be there from Ancestral Royal Pythons, man. So y'all, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody, man. Y'all make sure y'all come holler at us. Are you going to Atlanta?
I'm not. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't really traveled to any shows. Only the local, the Dallas show, or when it was the Arlington show. Yeah.
Okay. Are you planning on going to any of the bigger shows?
Yeah, I mean, one day, but I guess like part of the budget and the whole plan. Like I didn't put money aside for going to traveling to shows and stuff. So I try to just stay disciplined, and like, most of the money just went to buying, racks and incubator and snake animals and stuff. So maybe once the snakes start generating some money, then yeah, I definitely want to check out TNV. And that Atlanta show looks really good too, from what I hear. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was dope. For the first one back in September, it was real dope, man. I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I'm glad I'm getting the opportunity to vend too. That way I can try to make some money.
Yeah.
It should be fun, man. This is my first time vending, and I'm glad I'm getting to do it with the homies too. Be nice little end cap set up. Should be pretty fun, man. Definitely looking forward to it. Hope to see everybody there who's gonna be there, man. Like I say, y'all make sure y'all stop by and say what's up. So challenges wise, man, aside from like with the breeding process, we talked about that stuff a little bit. But what's been some other like challenges for you like throughout?
I mean, to be honest, like it's mostly just getting, like I said, like when I was doing the frozen thawed, it's a battle. Like with your tongue is going, come on. Like that's pretty much it. Like, so I have a feeding chart. Like, I don't use clutch or anything like that. So I do everything on an Excel spreadsheet, and whenever they don't eat, I have like a red block that I put in that space. And before you would just see red like all over the thing. Now when you look at it, they just all eat like that. So that's pretty much the biggest challenge. I've been fortunate that all my males pretty much just lock all the time. So there hasn't been many challenges there. Everything's been pretty smooth. I mean, but I mean, like I said, I know everyone says they plan, but the planning was like probably overboard. I think like it was truly like a business plan. Like you wanted to borrow 250 grand from the bank, and they actually wanted a business plan, kind like that's how thorough the planning was. So I guess I was fortunate enough that I didn't really miss anything, and everything is going as expected. And like I have a lot of background in breeding stuff. Like I said, it's fish, so it's different. But I kind of feel like breeding animals, once you do it a lot and you get experience and you kind of get good at it, you just kind of understand like how things work. You just kind of understand what to do and how to do it. I don't really know. I don't know if that's true, but that's how I feel, and that's so far that's how it seems to be turning out. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. As you do it more and more, stuff gonna inevitably come up. Like I know, like when I first started breeding, like I was like, well, I ain't went through this, or this ain't never happened to me. But eventually, like some of that stuff start happening. It's just the nature of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you've bred fish and stuff like that. You're dealing with live animals. Is so many variables out there, and you can do as much as possible and as much as you like have the knowledge to do to mitigate risk and stuff like that. But inevitably, like something's gonna not go the exact way you planned. It's part of the game.
Yeah. Just been lucky, I guess, so far. Yeah.
Yeah, but I hope nothing ever. I hope everything always goes according to plan. But I know, like at the beginning, like I said, man, like I was like, oh man, people saying they had this happen, that happened. It ain't never happened to me. But then boom, oh shit, now I got to deal with it.
But having said that though, it was stressful when they wouldn't eat. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so it's like it's not like it was all fun and games. Like it was, I was worried and it was stressful, and it was you start doubting like they don't eat. Like how are they gonna breathe? Because with fish and with other animals, that's pretty much one of the main keys is you feed them really well, right? You get the parameters down, you make sure they're happy, and then you feed them really well. And sometimes you got to play with triggers and stuff, but a lot of times it's just feeding them really well and getting them ready. And when they're not eating, you kind of some doubts start creeping in the back of your mind and stuff. But yeah.
100%, 100%. So as far as like the jeans you want in your collection, like how you feeling about that, like right now in terms of like where you at? Like you feel like you pretty much got all the jeans you want? Are there like some jeans that you want, you wish you had? Like where you at with that?
No, yeah, definitely. Like you always want more, right? Well, I don't know about other people, but I'm the type that I'm never satisfied. Yeah, I mean, not in like a bad, ungrateful way, but just in a like I always want to push the boundary. Like I'm always trying to like be be the best I can be, and whatever I do, I want to do it the best that I can. So whenever you see a gene that you don't have, that that you could probably produce some really nice animals with, you always want it. Yeah, at least for me. So yeah, there's a lot of genes that I wish I had, but at the same time, I feel like I built a pretty diverse collection that I'm gonna be able to produce a lot of nice snakes. Yeah, because I mean that's another thing. Going back to the 5.41 ratio. Um, it's easy. Well, the way I look at it is, it's if you run, say you run 5.5, five males to five females. Yeah, I don't recommend that at all. But if you did that, it's super easy to find nice pairings, right? Like it's super easy to have this female and like, oh, this male is perfect for her. I mean, that's like a no-brainer. I mean, it's easy, but right when you gotta think about what male is it's never gonna be perfect when you have a male like the chocolate DG clown head hypo boy. He's gonna he might have like 15 clutches this year. I mean, that's the other thing too. I don't ever really mention is because I bought him early. He's right now. He kind of seesawed throughout the season, but he's back over 1,600 grams.
Oh
So
wow, pretty big
yeah, I
boy.
did that on purpose. Yeah, so like my lace Batman is right now. It's kind of going. It's on a downswing, but the lace Batman is at about 1,450 grams. Um, the DG Clown boy, the chocolate DG Clown is kind of on an upswing. He's about little over 1,600. The Cypress Spot Nose Black Pastel Yellow Belly Clown is at about 1,350 grams and stuff like that. So I bought my knowing at the ratios that I wanted to run. I bought my males earlier than most recommend because I wanted them big, and I wanted to be confident that if they come off food for a little bit, I have more time to play and get them back on food, and I don't have to worry so much about them. They gotta work. The males, they gotta work around here. Yeah.
100%, man. I love those big males, like those 1,000+ gram males. That's definitely my preference for sure, just because for exactly the reason you said, like they come off food, you ain't got to really too much worry about it. Obviously, you want to get back on food, but you're not like sweating like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And then I also have better success with older males too. Like I much prefer to have like an older male that I'm confident in him, and I know I just put him in the tub and he gonna lock up and he gonna do his thing, versus like the younger males, like they could be hit or miss, right? Like especially if you talk about young and got like a little bit of size and all that kind of stuff. So if they go off food, now you worried like, dang man, this male is like 600 grams and he's off food. Like when is he gonna
Yeah.
start eating? So you gotta think about that. And then also like for me personally, I haven't had the greatest of success with younger males. Like I much prefer the older males because like I can be confident they're gonna go in there, lock up, do exactly what they need to do. So yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. Like definitely prefer the older, bigger males.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, it's a lot of like different factors and stuff. Just at the end of the day, that you got to like deal with and whatnot. But you just kind of figure out what works for you and whatnot, and then you go from there. I know. Like I was looking at your IG, I think you had like 7,500 followers and stuff. So talk about like your social media strategy and kind of like how you went about growing your IG and let us know, did you have any like background in that stuff as well? Because like looking at your audio and video, like it's like top notch. And so just talk about like your social media experience and stuff like that.
Yeah. So for social media, I just when I acquired the snakes, I knew that it was gonna be basically like two years, right, before I can breed them. So in the meantime, and then I knew I was new, obviously. So so if I'm new, I was thinking to myself, like when I acquired snakes, I bought most of my snakes from Justin, right? So I thought to myself, what's gonna make someone else that's new? And I knew the snakes, the types of snakes that I wanted to produce, and they're kind of higher end snakes. So I kind of told myself like, what's gonna make someone feel confident in buying snakes from me, like a $5,000 snake from me when I'm new, like I'll have zero reviews, right? That when I first list on Morph Market, I'll have zero reviews. So so I just that's an obstacle. I mean, that's just something you got to go through, right? You got to get your first sale and get some reviews. But I just thought that so in the meantime, I'll try to post my stuff and grow my social media. So even though I don't have reviews, at least hopefully people will know who I am, or they'll have seen me on Instagram before and stuff. And even if they don't know of me, when they see my snake and if they like it, maybe at that point they'll look on Instagram, and then you'll kind of have like almost like a history of what I did on my Instagram. So like at least they'll feel confident that, oh, at least he really does have those snakes and he really did hatch them, because I see those the video and stuff. So I just try to study up, research, I guess Instagram, like how to grow your account on Instagram and stuff. It's all the basic stuff that everyone knows, right? Is be consistent, post reels daily. At the time, it was reels. For a little while, they were like kind of debating if they switching away from reels a little, and they were gonna push pics more, but I never really bought into that, and they just kept doing reels. So and then aside from consistency and posting, all the time, you always want to, they're gonna push high quality video, yeah, like not blurry video, or stuff. They want high quality video and stuff, and that's the things that the algorithm is gonna push. And um the other thing I did is I tried to think about like how I would be different, right? Because I saw so many snake breeders and stuff on Instagram. And so what I tried to do is I tried to edit my videos. If you look back on my Instagram account, like at the very beginning, I had a real specific like editing style, like a lot of my snakes, the camera would come around like this, and then it's kind of slow, and then it'd be like shook, and then I would speed up the video like real quick onto the other side, and then slow it down again. And I tried to make it I just tried to make it look real professional, and I tried to have my own style in how I edited the videos. And I mean, I don't know if I can't say that that's what that was effective, or that did anything, but I just know that that's what I had in mind, and that was kind of like my game plan. And um I don't know, it kind of seemed to work. Like I actually picked up most of my followers like real early, but what happened is, after about a year, then my snakes are all like bigger and they're not as nice anymore. Yeah. And I don't have hatchlings. And then I started feeling kind of weird because, like you don't have any new snakes and then you're just posting the same snakes all the time. So after I pretty much grew to like 5,000 or 6,000 like within the first year. And then it's just really slow after that because I stopped posting all the time. Kind of on purpose. I just kind of told myself that, I'll just post periodically here and there. And that's mostly just because, like I said, the snakes don't look pretty anymore when they're, 1,000 grams. And so, I mean, I have some DG stuff, but even and they look pretty nice, but they're still not as nice as hatchlings, right? And then there's only, so many of them. So I didn't want to just post the same 10 snakes over and over and over. So I kind of stopped and stuff. And I told myself that, once I do have hatchlings, then I should be able to, post consistently again and hopefully, start growing again. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much. And then now if you look at my videos, I don't really edit like that anymore because I kind of felt like, it's a little gimmicky. And like when I view snakes now, like if it's a really good snake, I just kind of want to see it like kind of, just a little slower so I can kind of really see the details of the
Take it
snake.
in. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really edit like that anymore. But if you're ever bored and you look back on some of my older reels, there's some, in my opinion, there's some kind of cool editing in some of those. Yeah.
Gotcha. That's what's up. That's what's up. And then as far as like determining the business name, was that an easy decision? Like I know it's part of your last name, but was that an easy decision, or did you kind of go through like an iterative process and kind of go through like a few that didn't make the cut?
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough trying to come up with a name. Nothing really seemed that good and stuff, and then you just got to pick something and go with it already. So in the end, I kind of went with that, and then I liked it a little just because even though it is the first part of my last name, it doesn't like totally sound like a name. Like Matsu is kind of a name, but like not really. Like it's kind of a weird word, right? Like Matsu, like what is that? So
What does
yeah, I
it
just
mean?
kind of went with that. I don't. Oh, I think Matsumoto means some kind of like pine tree. I don't know, something. I'm not sure. I don't speak Japanese, but it might be pine tree. I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
Gotcha. And so the logos, it's a dope logo. Did you do that yourself or did you work with somebody to get that done?
No, that was Alder. What is his shoot? Got a brain
Okay.
fart. AAE Foundry.
Okay. Yeah, I know you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. Romero. I think Alder Romero. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Something
cool.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope, man. I really like that logo. It stands out in my opinion.
Yeah, I wanted for the logo, I really wanted something that was round because the YouTube thing's round, the Instagram thing is round. So I don't like logos when no offense to anybody, I hope, but I don't like when when your logo is not round and then you put it in a circle, it's like tiny and you can barely see it. But when the logo is round, it takes up the whole thing of the circle and it just kind of like appears bolder and bigger. So I really wanted it to be like that.
Yeah, I definitely like your logo, and it's like real clean, real noticeable, like one of those ones you look at and then you don't forget it, like that type thing.
Well, that's good, right? That's good to hear.
So obviously you've only had like 2 clutches now, but with that many females and like you pairing stuff, and you're gonna have like a lot of clutches before too long, right? So I know the answer to this. Yes, you have thought about it. Yes, you have planned it. But tell us a little bit about your plan, like for selling the snakes and stuff like that. Like what's that going to look like for us?
Yeah, I mean that's the one part that not so sure. Like I'm really banking on Morph Market. Yeah, well I guess that was part of the reason why I really wanted to grow my Instagram strong. Yeah, like I heard people saying that their social media really helps. People like bigger people, right? Like well-known people like JP or different people or Miguel, right? They say like they post it on YouTube or Instagram and then it's sold already, right? So that's why I kind of wanted to really try and grow my Instagram and stuff. And we are starting a YouTube. We started filming some stuff already.
Nice.
But we're gonna do like we film pooling the eggs and stuff and setting up the eggs, but how you film with the magic of the internet, and you're gonna film the babies after they're all shed out and stuff. And so we haven't done that part yet, and then we're trying to accumulate more videos, right? Because my understanding is like it's just like Instagram, right? You got to be consistent and post them all the time. So that's kind of a problem in the beginning when you first start, because you don't have that many videos. So we kind of got to save them up and stuff. But now things are starting to heat up, and looks like we're gonna start getting some clutches more consistently. So maybe we can start it soon. And then I also was gonna try and visit, some of my friends or even people I don't really know, but see if they're down with me visiting their facility and
Okay.
filming their facility, just to get more content and stuff in the beginning.
Yeah, that makes sense. You should do a video about your like your initial plan, right? Like you don't necessarily have to like disclose like dollar amounts, but just kind of how that plan was structured and your thought process behind those different pieces. Like depending on like how like long the plan is, that could be like multiple videos.
Yeah, see, that's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta think about that.
Yeah, because like
The thing
people
is too, I'm
say again.
kind of an introvert. So it's like it's even like this. This is kind of rough. Like I got to get used to it. So and I'm getting used to it when we film. My wife usually films when we make the YouTube, but I kind of feel ridiculous when I say "What's up, YouTube." It's kind of funny. But yeah, I guess you just got to get used to it.
Yeah, you just got to get used to it, man. What camera do y'all use?
I have a Sony A7 IV. It's a
Okay.
full frame mirrorless camera. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You just got to get used to it, man. Like it's natural to be nervous, especially if you like naturally introverted. It's natural. You get over it. Like me personally, like I'm naturally introverted, but I just put myself in situations to force myself to not be that way. Like when I first started this, like I was super nervous and whatnot. I still remember my first episode. It was with the homie Gershon. I don't know if you're familiar with Gershon, but you definitely had to have heard about Gershon for sure. But he was one of like the instrumental people in like encouraging me to do YouTube. And then I said, I'm gonna do the podcast. And so like he stayed on me. But he was on my first episode and I was like super nervous then. I was super nervous like the first podcast that I was on. I was real nervous. But you just get over it after a while, man. You just get through it. 100%. Discomfort equals growth. It's just like in the gym, man. Like if you just go lift the same thing, you're gonna be straight. You gotta push yourself. You might be a little bit sore, but that's because you're growing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the same process, man. Just gotta push those boundaries. Yeah, you'll do well, man. Especially like with that dope video. Like because I mean, like I said, man, your videos like super clear, pristine, and whatnot. Yeah, you do a real good job, man.
Thanks. Appreciate
So,
that.
talk about some other future goals you got for the business.
I guess just continue on this path. I don't plan to ever be that big. I plan to run like stay under 50 clutches, maybe 35 to 50 clutches.
Okay. Yeah, even that's a lot, bro. Like,
yeah, that's a lot. Just constantly upgrade the females, especially in the beginning, and just keep the collection small, but as powerful as possible. Yeah, like how everyone knows, right? It's the same effort to take care of $100 snake. that it is to take care of a $10,000 snake, right? So I'd rather take care of $10,000 snakes if possible. But I mean,
It'd be like,
yeah. Then just yeah, pretty much just my plan is just to try and produce the nicest snakes possible and just produce snakes that I would want to buy, right? Things that make me excited about the hobby, or snakes
100%.
that that when they hatch, like it, you just can't help but smile, right? That's my plan pretty much, right? And I feel like if you do that consistently, eventually people are gonna buy your snakes. I feel like
100%, 100%. Somebody said something in the chat the other day. It was a quote about that, like if like you let passion be like the driver, eventually the money will jump in the passenger seat, something like that. I probably like totally butchered that up, but it was something to that effect. Are you planning on doing this like full time at some point, or do you kind of always see it as like a part-time thing? And it's really not a part-time thing in terms of like the amount of work you put in, but you know what I mean?
yeah. Well, actually, this wasn't part of the plan. This was a snag. So actually, right now I'm doing it full time. It
Oh,
wasn't.
nice. I
I
didn't
was
know that.
working. Yeah. I was working for Husqvarna, but they had like a massive overhaul, and like our division manager got a new one, and they made all these cuts and stuff, and so like they my position got axed, and then they gave me like a severance pay and stuff. So then my wife and I was talking, and then yeah, we just decided I just can focus on the snakes. Yeah, so I got a lot of time. We're in a fortunate situation, so yeah, like our overhead is like really really low and stuff and whatnot. So it wasn't. I mean, it was always the plan to go full time, but it was gonna be not quite as soon. Yeah, but this just kind of accelerated the process, but it's okay. We're gonna be okay. So it's good.
That's what's up, man. That's pretty cool, man. You're getting to focus like solely on the snake stuff. So you got plenty of time to make some YouTube videos.
Yeah. Super fun.
No excuse.
No excuses.
Cool, man. This has been a really dope episode, man. I really appreciate you coming on tonight, man, getting the opportunity to learn a little bit more about you. Definitely looking forward to when you do start like attending the shows, actually getting to meet you in person. That'll be super cool, man. But yeah, you're working like some killer projects, and you can tell like you got your head on your shoulders, like you've thought through like everything you're doing, like mapping it out, and just like really kind of going about it in like a very methodical, meticulous way, man. So big shout out to you, big kudos to you, man. I'm definitely looking forward to see like what else you posting in terms of what you hatching, and then just where you take the whole Matsu Morphs to the next level, man. I'm definitely out there rooting for you, man. Appreciate you coming on the show tonight. It's been super dope. Before we get out of here tonight, though, tell everybody where they can find you and any other kind of things like you want folks to be aware of.
Well, yeah, so mostly on Instagram. It's at Matsu_Morphs. And then I also have Facebook. On Facebook, my name is actually Matsu Morphs on Insta. It's purely to get people to go to my
like,
Instagram.
Go over there.
Pretty much. And then I mean, I have stuff on Facebook, but it's just because it posts it automatically from my Instagram when I post on Instagram. That's pretty much it for now. I mean, I'm gonna start up Morph Market real soon. I've been slacking a little. I haven't sent in the sheds, but as soon as I send in the sheds and get the results, then I can start listing the animals. So I have a Morph Market soon. I have TikTok, but I don't really use it. Yeah, it's pretty much mostly Instagram for now until I set up my Morph Market. Yeah.
You might as well wait to send in those sheds until next month, so you can use promo code HC20, so you can get 20% discount on the shed. Shedtesting.com. I could help myself. But yeah, y'all definitely make sure y'all get a homie a follow if you're not following already. Appreciate everybody that slid through tonight, man. Big shout out to y'all. Also, big shout out to audio only gang. Big shout out to the replay gang. Y'all make sure y'all leave us a comment. Let us know you were listening. We definitely appreciate you. It does not go unnoticed, man. But that's gonna do it for tonight's show. For Clutch Conversations, I'm Mike. This is Aaron. The lovely, lovely, lovely lady behind the scenes is Takar. Thank y'all for coming out. Be blessed. Peace.
Peace.